of like Ace said, though, it just came down to something that we could do that would just be absolutely devastating and just destroy every single person that we ever did it to.
You mentioned
that was it. What is the elevated?
The elevated assisted DDT.
If you want wrestling terms, that's what the Dreamboat driver truly is.
Well, I like it. And you spoke about the DDT and Jake the Snake. Have you had the opportunity to work with Jake the Snake, or possibly you saw the DVD that came out on his documentary? And your thoughts on the wrestling lifestyle? Have you seen anything like compared to him, or?
I mean, well, first of all, we have seen the Resurrection DVD. I mean, obviously a great story.
Yeah.
I mean, as workers, we hate to see
something like that.
Fellow workers going down the same path, but it is a tough industry. We haven't worked with Jake, but we have had an opportunity multiple times to work with Scott.
Okay.
I mean, we haven't worked with him in that Scott Hall. For the less knowledgeable, we haven't been able to work with him in the ring, but
we have gotten to pick his brain and talk with Scott for a while.
I mean, he is a guest trainer at the school. So, and he's another a part of the equation there. Another also success story as far as the whole overcoming the addiction and demons. I mean, Scott Hall is a wealth of knowledge. I mean, I could literally sit down and listen to him talk from now until I die.
I'm sure.
And I mean, even to just be in his presence, man. I mean, for me, I can't even.
Now, for like what you're asking, like, do we see the similar things happen on the independent scene? I mean, we, as pro wrestlers, I mean, what would you say? I mean, the pro wrestling world is very.
I mean, it's a tough world, but
is.
It's different. It's different than the world that I think that Scott and Jake and others like them.
I mean, you got to think we put our bodies through a lot. We're away from our families a lot and stuff like that. If you're traveling,
yeah.
I mean, like times get hard. So I mean, we definitely understand and see where people are coming from. But I mean, it's definitely not.
It's not like it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys have obviously been wrestling fans even before you started wrestling. Now, I know you mentioned that you've trained with a lot of guys that, been around in the business. How do you, I guess, when you meet these guys, how do you calm yourself from being the wrestler and then being the fan? Like, if you meet Scott Hall, it's like, oh, my goodness, it's Scott Hall. But then you have to realize, wait a minute, we're training and all that stuff.
I mean, at first, when you first start in the professional wrestling business, I mean, of course, you're a mark. You're just excited to be there and stuff like that. So then of course, you get excited when you see somebody, along the lines of like Scott Hall or Larry Zybsyko. But I mean, eventually, it gets to the point where you realize, like, well, now I'm a worker, and it's.
The thing is it's business, and if you want to move along in the industry, you can't run around being a fan or overtly acting like a fan.
Yeah.
So I mean, of course, we all started out as major fans,
and we love the legends, and it's awesome to see them, and it's even better to work with them. We love it, but at the end of the day, like, we're working. This is our work. This is our job. So, and cool. That's awesome. We get to work with whoever is. It is, but at the end of the day, it's work.
It's our future, and it's our career path, and so yeah. I mean, we'll keep that excitement on the inside. I mean, we'll let them know, of course, like how
there's always a time to tell them
how much we appreciate the work,
what they've done, and the ways that they have set.
All right, once again, we're here with the Dreamboats. You can follow them on Twitter at DreamboatDriver, and they're on all social media platforms. What are your thoughts on the WWE's current product? And, now that they're, taking shape with their network and they're starting to get more into the indie scene and taking wrestlers, now we're seeing more of an emphasis on the indies. What are your thoughts on that? And, do you have obviously, I'm pretty sure you have hopes to maybe one day the goal to get there someday somehow. So what are your thoughts on them? You're kind of seeing like an expansion now. You're getting to see more of these indie, promotions through WWE as they're starting to take all these wrestlers now. What are your thoughts on that?
All right. I'll try to condense this for you if I can. I feel like, arguably some of the best product was coming out from the WWE during the Monday Night Wars when they were competing against the WCW, when they had somebody else to compete with.
Mm-hmm.
And then so for a while, although still putting out a quality product, with not really having anyone else to compete with, the WWE kind of stopped having to push the envelope or stopped having to, freshen it up, I guess. So I guess over time,
I think that's what they're doing now is they're trying to do something kind of new where they're like putting a lot more of the indie scene guys into NXT. And you're seeing a lot of new faces and a lot more people are getting called up on the main roster and stuff like that. And I know for us, it kind of gives like a guy like, me hope because I definitely want to be in the WWE one day. And if they are taking independent scene guys that are, known, then I guess I just have to be a known independent guy.
Yeah.
Or any other way I could get into the WWE, I would. So
I feel like what's happening is that, that they actually are starting to recognize that they're, although not necessarily like, direct financial competition, there are other talent pools, which like before would have been WCW, ECW, but now they're looking towards the independents to bring in new, fresher faces, and also faces that they know already have an established following. So I'm happy with the direction that it's going right now. Of course, it's just like Ace said. It gives me more hope that they're looking in the direction of promotions that we're working. And, absolutely, we have aspirations to make it in the WWE. We wouldn't be doing this if we didn't.
Yeah, I agree 100% on that, especially with the whole Monday Night Wars.
Oh, you put a smile on his face when you said that.
We had an episode a few months back when I had strong words about that whole incident. But what's your thoughts on a lot of these internet fans? You have all these fanboys that seem to give their opinions left and right, regardless if it's independent scene, if it's the main roster on WWE, even TNA or Ring of Honor. What are your thoughts on these guys? And
it's like they all feel like they're Vince McMahon.
Fanboys. I don't really care. I don't really pay attention to it. I do my work, and if a fanboy has something to say about me, then he could go ahead and say it because his opinion really doesn't matter to me.
But do you think does it hurt any of the wrestlers? Like, take for instance Roman Reigns. Like, they've been trying to push Roman Reigns as their top guy, but it seems as the wrestling fan, they won't accept that, and it seems like it's from back to the Attitude days before internet. Nobody really could voice their opinion. It was just, okay, well, this is the guy that they're going to push, so we have him. Now it seems like people are going nuts, signing petitions, doing God knows what, just trying to make their voice heard, and it's kind of annoying, so to speak.
Well, this is Rex's opinion on the matter. When Roman Reigns is cashing his WWE paycheck and banging his no doubt incredibly hot girlfriend, I'm pretty sure that the smart marks on the internet are really not bothering him all that much.
True. Good response.
That's about all you can say about that. That's Rex Bacchus for you.
You guys have been doing the Florida independent scene. Any thoughts of coming up here to the tri-state area anytime soon?
Absolutely. Book us.
The second somebody books us, we will be up there. I promise you that.
As we definitely would like to see you up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you know any wrestling promotions around your area, tell them about the Dreamboats. Tell them we are always down to wrestle.
Oh yeah, the Dreamboat, the boat sails all over the U.S.
It's always sailing, huh? I like that.
We will drop anchor in any port in the United States, even if there's not a body of water.
You'll make it. You'll make the body of water. Do you guys have any merchandise or anything at all? I know I saw on Twitter you had like a T-shirt. Is that a legit T-shirt on there? Can fans order that if they're interested?
Yeah, we have a T-shirt on Etsy that we're selling right now.
We are actually in works to make another one.
Yeah, we're in the initial stages with ProWrestlingTees.com, and we also have another shirt design on the way. That stuff, I mean, unfortunately, we're pretty terrible with the whole internet marketing. We got to get better at that, but I know that you can find the link on our Facebook.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean that's essentially it for right now. I mean, you know, we do 8x10s and bandanas and all that stuff.
Nice. You should send us the link and we'll post it on our Facebook page as well. Any upcoming matches in the near future that you want to promote?
June 25th, we're going to be
Jacksonville, Florida, making our USWA debuts against the Circle of Disrespect, Simon Says, Frankie Kiosko. So we will be facing them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Checking the calendar here. I know we got McKinley, Florida. So June 25th, USWA Jacksonville. Every Thursday we're in Newport Richey for ACW. July 16th we'll be in McClenny, Florida. That's going to be against the Dirty Blondes. They're a really good tag team. I mean, that's our upcoming stuff.
It's hard because I'm just getting back from a collarbone injury. Like, right before it happened about 2 months ago, I just broke my collarbone and I had to get surgery on it. So I was out of the pro wrestling game for a little bit. I mean, I'm still going to shows and everything like that, but I couldn't work in the ring. So
he's been rehabbing his collarbone. So June 25th is our first show back.
So now we're just accepting bookings now again. So we're booked, like, I think 5 or 6 times throughout the next 2 months, and then we're booked every Thursday. So
nice.
Well, wrestling fans, if you're in the Florida area, definitely go check out the Dreamboats, Miraculous Rex Bacchus, Astonishing Ace Andrews. Guys, thank you so much for coming on our show. We really appreciate it, and we would love to have you on again.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
Hey, man, thanks for having us.
Absolutely, guys. We had a blast.
All right, guys, have a good one.
All right.
When we come back, we remember Dusty Rhodes, who passed away a year ago today. We'll talk about his legacy and talk more about him. Also, the big news that we've been teasing, we talked about it yesterday on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
You do not want to miss this. It is huge news. You're listening to Ringside Rumble Radio here on Spreaker.com and free on iTunes. We'll be back in a minute, everyone.
These are the sounds of someone taking their eyes off the road. Texting while driving is more than distracting. It's dangerous. Do us all a favor. When you're on the road, stay off the phone. A message from CTIA, America's Wireless Companies, and the National Safety Council.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad!
Oh, come on! This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Nurse, set up an IV. And you, her boyfriend. You were the driver?
Yes, doctor, but I didn't mean to hurt her. I only had a few drinks. I was just buzzed.
Just buzzed? Oh, then your girlfriend is fine.
Hey, sweetie. I feel great.
She's really okay?
What, are you kidding? No, not really. Nurse, get me a suture kit. Stat.
Buzzed driving. Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.